We've all been there, right? That sudden, out of nowhere feeling that just drains all your energy. Well, in this explainer, we're going to dive deep into viral fever and give you a clear guide for a super speedy recovery. You know the drill. 1 minute you're feeling totally fine, and the next, bam, you're hit with aches, maybe some chills, and that temperature starts creeping up. So what is actually going on in your body? And more importantly, what can you do to get back on your feet? And fast. All right, so first things first, let's get a really clear picture of what we're even talking about when we say viral fever. Okay, here's the most important thing to get right off the bat. Viral fever isn't one single disease. It's really more of a catch-all term. The best way to think about it is like your body's internal alarm system going off. It's shouting that some kind of virus, and there are tons of them, has invaded, and your immune system is kicking into high gear to fight it off. So the alarm is ringing, but what are those telltale signs? How do you know that's what you've got? Let's run through a quick symptom check. So it almost always kicks off with that sudden fever, right? It could be anything from a mild 99 degrees to a more serious 104, but it rarely shows up alone. Pretty soon, you'll probably feel those deep, achy muscles, maybe a throbbing headache, and just this overwhelming tiredness. On top of all that, you might also get red, burning eyes, a scratchy throat, or even see a skin rash pop up. Sound familiar? All right, so we know what it feels like, but how in the world did it find you in the first place? Let's take a look at the most common ways this happens. There are a few usual suspects here. You know when the weather makes a big sudden shift, like during monsoon season? Yep, that's prime time for viruses. The most obvious way it spreads, of course, is just being around someone who's already sick. But you can also get it from contaminated food or water, and really all of this points to one critical thing. If your immune system is already a bit run down, you're just a much easier target for all of it. Okay, you've got it. The symptoms all line up. Now, for the most important part, what's the action plan? Here's exactly what you can do to manage this, right from your own home. The game plan is actually pretty simple. You just have to remember 3 key steps: rest, hydrate, and medicate. Wisely. Look, your body is fighting a war in there, and rest is the fuel it desperately needs to win. Hydration helps flush everything out, and the best part? For most people, if you follow this plan, viral fevers usually clear up all on their own in about 3 to 7 days. Let's break that down just a little bit more. For hydration, don't just think water. Warm soups, fruit juices, those are great too because they keep your energy levels up. For the fever itself, an over-the-counter medicine like paracetamol can definitely help you feel more comfortable. But, and this is super important, you have to follow the dosage instructions, or even better, just check in with a doctor first. Now, this brings us to a huge point of confusion for a lot of people. Antibiotics. It's so tempting to think there's some kind of magic bullet for any illness, but they are specifically designed to kill bacteria. A virus is a totally different kind of invader. Taking antibiotics for a viral fever isn't just going to do nothing to help you. It actually contributes to the massive global problem of antibiotic resistance. So, bottom line, they're not the answer here. Okay, while most of the time you can handle this at home, there are absolutely moments when self-care is not enough. We need to talk about the critical red flags, the signs that mean you need to get professional medical help, and right away. The first and simplest signal is a number. Just one number on your thermometer. If your temperature hits 104 degrees Fahrenheit or goes any higher, that's your cue. Don't try to tough it out. It's time to call a doctor. And it's not just that number. There are other really serious warning signs. Any trouble at all with your breathing is an emergency. Same thing goes for feeling extremely weak or confused. If you see a skin rash that seems to be spreading, that's another major concern. And finally, if you have a fever that just will not break, especially if it's in a child or an elderly person, you need to see a doctor immediately. So here's the real takeaway from all of this. A fever isn't just you being sick. It's a message. It's your body telling you that it's fighting, and it's fighting hard. By understanding what to look for, knowing how to recover, and spotting those critical red flags, you're not just getting through an illness, you're getting smarter about your own health. Your body is sending you a signal. The real question is, are you listening?